Heyo, it's time to go. Yeah, you know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's on. Now let's listen.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense.
Plus a lot more. Can we lose that at the end, please? I mean, how many times do I have to beg to lose the drop at the end?
Oh,
It's
I
supposed
thought you came around to really liking it.
I hate it. I can't
God.
I can't stress that enough. And I don't know why you want to end the show, the theme song on such a low
On a dud.
energy, lame, dud, horrible, disaster. Need stop that.
Well, we will stop the show with that attitude.
I
Anyways,
mean,
it's great to be here. I'll change the song in a couple months. And,
we can only hope.
and how are you doing, Curly Q?
I'm doing thank you for noticing. This is my
Yes.
new look, by the way. After I wash my hair and I roll it, I just take it out of the rollers and I don't do anything else. And then after a few days, it just looks like I'm a Rasta.
Oh, well, that sounds very easy, and I don't know what Rasta is.
Rastafarian from Jamaica. You know, all those people
Oh.
with the Rasta hair. The Rasta hair, man.
The Rasta hair, man, the curls, man.
The girls, man, the Rastafarian. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go from Jamaica, man.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're very emphatic about your curly cues, which just happens to be my word of the day. And it's not a word that I haven't heard before, but it's a word that I don't use often.
Well, I'm emphatic about that goddamn song ending of that song being changed. And audience, please like and subscribe, even though I know there's no reason to. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. And see, now we get to know I get to know my co-host a little bit more, even though I've already known this, but maybe the audience doesn't know this. He's addicted to drama. That's why I've had to say the same thing 5 times because he likes the whole drama. He's doing this on purpose, but good job.
What a way to start the show. That luckily, thank God, that does happen to be one of my topics.
Oh, good. Well, your word of the day was what again? Let me write it down.
Yes, it was emphatically,
Emphatic.
EMPHATICALLY.
Emphatically.
And it's an adverb meaning in a forceful way or without doubt and clearly. She closed the door behind her emphatically.
And I hate the ending of the song, our theme song, emphatically.
Thank you for making that crystal clear. You just bought yourself another month with that song. Just like how it is.
And that's called in any relationship. And there is a term for that. It's called tit for tat.
Hmm.
Shout out to my brother out there. This is called tit for tat, who had no idea what tit for tat is. And tit for tat is a real thing with people that are programmed and they're in relationships.
Well, you're on fire this morning, and it's great to hear. I'll put my extra seatbelt on. Thanks for the non-warning. What's your word? Do you have one, or do I need to sub in a word for you?
Well, thanks for
Thanks.
asking. Thanks for asking. I have two words because they are both. I had one word. This first word is censorious.
Sensorious. Sensorious. Sensorious.
And what is
Sensorious.
censorious?
Hmm.
Spelled Censorious.
I'm guessing it means a plethora, overwhelmment of senses.
Well, it's having or showing a tendency to criticize someone or something severely.
Oh, no, that's was not the correct guess. So you were sensorian me.
Very censorious. I was sensoried all the way up to my ears.
Yes.
Let's see. How do you use censorious in a sentence? Thank you for asking. Censorious setting, officiating over important matters. It probably would have led to equate ethics with censorious rhetoric. Something to be handled cautiously, censorious, but it is a negative, complaining, criticizing. It reminds me of a household I was raised in.
That's too bad.
No, it's actually very good because everything that's happened to me
It happens for a reason.
is for a reason and
Well,
is
that's
the
good news.
purpose.
Sensorious is with a C. I spelled it with an S. Sensorious. Severely critical. It's an adjective.
Yes,
Okay.
it is spelled with a C, Censorius. And then my other word, which I love, I heard it the other day, of course, on one of my favorite shows. And it's a fun word. It's a word filled with falderall. It is, drum roll, please. You're going to love this.
Malarkey. Malarkey.
Malarkey.
Malarkey.
Malarkey.
Malarkey.
So full of malarkey, full of fun, full of just mischief, malarkey. Let's
Yes,
see.
SS says insincere or foolish talk. Bumpkum. He thinks everything politicians say is a bunch of malarkey. That's a
Yes.
good falderall word.
I
A-
love that.
And it is a word we've had. It's a word we've had before. I don't know on the show, or maybe it was in Oregon, but it's ringing a bell.
Well, I don't remember, definitely not on the show, but in Oregon, let's talk about 5 years ago.
Wow. All right, you're coming in hot. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? You mind if I take a little bit of a break?
I could I couldn't wait for him to leave.
All we have to do is just drop the sun part, and it's just mother making sense out of nonsense. It could just be your other show.
Now now that's the best idea you've had all day.
Thank you.
Coming in hot. All we need to do is drop the sun and then I'll have another show. And that does not sound like malarkey.
And that doesn't sound like monarchy. Well, don't be too censorious.
Get it? Very good. Well, let's go to one of your topics. We sure have been shot out of a cannon today. A lot of fun and falderall, and I'm loving and I'm here for it. And I even have my
Yes. Oh, crazy. And your straw.
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 Got to drink with a straw.
Well, I'll just throw you a bone, and because I did have the topic of drama, I can't seem to get away from it.
Well,
The
you're
drama.
addicted to it.
Where did I put no time space between? Oh, not getting information. Well, okay, so I'm struggling with the question of because I'm going to New York in 3 weeks for
Excuse me.
yes, I'm going to get even farther away from you.
So you see, audience, what I have to go through. First of all, I had no idea you're going to New York. This and you're thank you, audience. You're learning. I mean, you're
Live.
hearing the information live, just like I hear it. And this is the same kind of thing all of his life. Oh, by the way, I jumped out of a plane. Oh, by the way, I'm going to Europe. Oh, by the way, I'm living in Austin. Oh, by the way, I'm going to live in Kansas. Oh, by the way, I'm spending summer in Hawaii. Oh, by the way, oh, by the way. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be in Canada for 3 days. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be in New York. Thanks. Oh,
You're
by the
not
way.
you're not you're not wrong. And this is part of my topic is uh waiting to get information. Do I waiting to get context? I'm curious about the. 'Cause I'm staying with a friend, or I might be staying with a friend, and I'm curious about the living situation, and I'm thinking, do I wait to find out more information, or do I ask now? Because if I wait and then I find out later, am I just creating drama?
Yes.
Well, that was easy. Next topic. Well, that is my topic of how do I how do I not do this thing that I'm very good at doing and used to doing, and what is and listen, I'm as much as it seems like I am, I'm really not trying to create drama intentionally. It's a word that you don't really use or believe in, but it feels more self-sabotagey. It feels like wow, I didn't even that was me. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Well, there's no such thing as self-sabotage, by the
Right.
way.
I already said you don't, right?
Yeah, there's no such thing as that. That's like there's like believing in the Easter bunny. But I want to go to what you said, which were really you really good topic. So there's some questions that you said you wanted to answer about your living spaces.
Yes.
And so do you wait? And this just came to me while you were talking. So do you wait for the question? I say whenever there is a question and it's an inspired question, I would ask right away. And then Nathan, I was listening to you, and then I would say, write down the three most important things that you want to know, or maybe five important things, or three important things. Three important things that you really want to know. Five may be too much. Five may be a little excessive, but three things that you really want to know about where you're staying.
That's really great suggestion. And then so now the only thing that I'm toggling is are they inspired questions or are they program questions? Do I really need to know, or am I is and that's really what I'm sitting with. Maybe it's not a big deal one way or the other. Even if I did know, would it really matter? So that's what I'm sitting with. And because I don't know if it's inspired, if it's just because I can hear the thoughts in my head, I can hear the stories in my head. So I'm not sure if it's inspired anymore. So I'm just waiting. Nothing is urgent anyway.
The other thing I want to share when I was listening to you is, and I have to be mindful of this too, but not as mindful as you, is living in the future, the future, the future, the future. And you just said it. Is it really a big deal? And the bottom line is, whatever happens, I can make adjustments. I can have a plan B ready. If plan A isn't going to work, let's go with plan B.
That's right, and that's such a talk about that's an anti-drama. Having plan A, plan B, even if there's no plan in place, knowing that there could be a plan, inspired plan right in the moment. And that
Yes.
that just goes along with that one perspective, multiple perspective. There's multiple plans. So that's brings me peace right now in this moment.
Plan C, that you could always adjust anything that is not comfortable, anything that's not to your liking. I'm going to Oregon at the end of July, and I've already changed the dates once. And then because I'm trying to coordinate everything with my blueberries, I have to be there for these blueberries. Don't ask, it's a sickness. I admit it. It is a mental illness. Me and this relationship with these goddamn blueberries. And I can't seem to shake it. I don't want to shake it. It is a spiritual event. It is my blood coordinating everything with these blueberries. And so I'm leaving it open to stay shorter, but always just leave it open. Options.
Our blood is blue underneath the surface of the skin.
Blue blood,
blueberries. And I'm curious, and you already said this is a spiritual thing, so this doesn't even sound like it has anything to do with blueberries. But I am curious, do you even like, I've never known you to be someone who likes blueberries or doesn't like or likes them that much, but it's not about the blueberries, right?
It is about the blueberries. It's
Oh, it
personal.
is.
It is about the blueberries, and these specific blueberries, they're called top shelf blueberries, the size of marbles. They're huge. They're this big. They're the size of eyeballs. And it is about the blueberries. And I've never had an affiliation with any kind of fruit except for watermelon. But now it's blueberries. And I love these blueberries, and all other blueberries disgust me.
Well, now you set the bar very high, literally at the top shelf. And you seem very emphatic about going to Oregon and your blueberries.
I'm not seem, I am. You can tell that I'm dead serious about this. But let's go. I want to go into, because one of my topics is future excitement, is having excitement for the future, talking about the future. And I remember sharing this with you a while ago. I don't do future excitement anymore. And it's really about we were talking earlier this week about this place of nothingness, this place of peace, this place of emptiness, this place where the self is supposed to be and live, and this place of nothing, of no form, no description, no nothing. And I have to say that place is without fanfare, and that place is without bells and whistles, and that place is without stimulation, and that place is nothing that my little pre-brain could have ever imagined. But what I had to do, scratch that, what I've been practicing for years is letting go of all of these moments that I deem, oh, this is so exciting. Oh, stimulation. Oh, what a great, oh, I wish I could have 10 more of these moments. It's a Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl or winning the NBA championship, which was just this week. So after 7 years of this guy, Jason Tatum, 7 years of losing in the finals, 7 years of almost getting, 7 years of being talked about, being dragged in the mud. So he finally wins a championship, and he's exhausted, and he's lets it all out, screams, oh, finally. And then what? And then the next moment. So you brought this up about these excitements, these feelings. And so my practice is trusting and knowing that all of these feelings, am I practicing having a preference? I can't have a preference. Oh, this moment is dull. All I'm doing is watching TV. All I'm doing is writing bills. All I'm doing is dull. I have to be detached from the emotion my ego wants to feel in any present moment.
Yeah, so many goodies, so many goodies. I'm being reminded to detach from the story. Okay, it's dull, it's boring, it's whatever it is. The story of what it is all things I'm putting on top of it. And like you said, now I'm remembering our conversation, and you said these moments they will come. That the ups, the feeling, whatever, all these different moments will come. We just don't know exactly when, and we can't plan for every single one of them, or maybe any of them, and just ride the wave. And I think about the cats because I have a story which you've helped me out a lot with them. I have a story of them being in this apartment and they're bored is my story. And they're just, what are they doing all day? They have the window, they have a ball, a feather, and that's the story. And who's to say that they are bored at all or they don't feel content just sitting and looking out the window, playing with the ball? And that's me. That's a human. And I think, I mean, this is a worldwide epidemic thing, but I think we as a human race have created so many things to try to manufacture this excitement or this Disneyland moment, all these things. So where I think I need to set that bar at being excited every single moment. And it's just not, I don't need to do that.
Now you talked about this, so the whole the stimulation of anticipation of the future, something to look forward to.
Mm,
I even had to let that go. I have something to look forward to. And then the thing what you talked about the cats and the boredom. No, there's so many times when I say to these people with that have pets, oh, they're putting their stuff on the cat. I remember one of my friends in California, and they had dogs, and one of the dogs was really old, and so finally, of course, they put the dog down after years of letting this dog hang out, even though the dog was uncomfortable. But anyway, that's another story. But then I just remember her saying, "Oh, uh, Fido is mourning Jenny. Fido is just feeling sad about Jenny." No, you're feeling sad for Fido about Jenny.
mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's like me saying even about people is, oh, they're feeling sad, they're feeling mad. I mean, it's one thing to create stories about myself, but it's another. Now I'm doing stories about someone else. Now I'm really off, and I can do that forever.
And so now what you're getting into is what feeds the ego, what feeds this person, what feeds the humanness. And it is a feeding. I am feeding. I visualize a fire, and I'm feeding. I'm putting a log on the fire every time I am not aware of what my ego is doing or what my mind is doing. When I'm not aware, I'm just feeding it. And so it is just a witnessing. Oh, look at, now I'm feeding the ego.
That's a really good image. And speaking of feeding, I'm just thinking about the moment and how it's just coming back to each individual unique moment, sitting, walking, the body, eating, TV, talking to you, all these different driving and being in the moment in all these different moments. And it's like I have this expectation of this false story or belief that I need more moments or different moments. And I'm thinking of eating a meal. And if I have three different things on the plate, mashed potatoes, steak, and string beans, and I'm eating the steak and thinking about when I'm going to eat the string beans, and then the string beans, and oh, what about the steak? It doesn't taste like steak. I mean, that sounds crazy. Just stick with the whatever bite I'm on right now in the moment.
What a great analogy. Not doesn't sound crazy, it sounds programmed. That is a program not to feel satisfied in the moment. And in fact, one of these guys that I follow. It's really interesting, but I'm on all these people selling dissatisfaction again, huh? Selling dissatisfaction. But one of the things is that he said was uh, always working to be my better self. Well, that just means that myself isn't good enough in this moment. My better self, what does that even mean? These things just really bother the Rebecca Norrington identity. Better self, because the point is, talk about conquering people, the divide and conquer. Talk about program people. You always sell dissatisfaction. People sell dissatisfaction. You have to feel like, yeah, I'm dissatisfied with this self. I want more. I want more in this moment. And the ego, my ego is, there is always something wrong. There is always something to want more. Always. That's how I know it's the ego.
Well, that's a good transition into one of my topics, which is, this is nothing new, but judgment. I feel like I was hit over the head this week, just a couple days ago, about how incessant the judgment is, the stories of judgment in my mind. For others, I mean, I knew that, but for myself. And what's interesting is, okay, through this journey of awareness and practicing awareness and getting new tools and talking about it and being a little bit more aware, the judgment voice feels like it's double downing. It says, well, Nathan, if you've got all this awareness and you have this, then shouldn't you be farther along than you are now? And well, you can enjoy it, but don't enjoy it too soon. Or yeah, you're doing great now, but look at where you were a year ago. Wow, that was really terrible. I mean, it's the judgment stories and voices is so, it has a good pitch to hook me in.
It not only hooks you in, but it makes so much sense.
Yes.
The analyzing, the evidence, all of it makes it just comes together to make the perfect story. And that judgment, so listen, the judgment of programming runs deep, and it does start, like you said, it starts with judging myself. Me judging others just means I'm judging myself. But this judgment, so the only thing, and I'm letting everything go, is I just watch, I just observe myself judging others. Scratch that myself. I observe Rebecca L. Norrington, RLN, judging others. I observe her, and that's the work, is just the observation. And the more I practice observing and separating myself from this entity that can only find fault, then I'll just have more practice.
That's a really good one too, and that's, I told you too, that what I'm going through this week or last couple of days of just observing, because then if there is judgment, or when there is judgment, really when the ego is judging, because it will have its time and its turn, then there's no judgment of that either. It's still being witnessed by that entity that is not Nathan, that's bigger than Nathan.
And welcome to our viewers. We have a few viewers, live viewers. Welcome. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Welcome. But this one doesn't want you to like or subscribe, but I do.
No, I do.
Oh.
I do. I would love likes and subscribes, but I just don't want to
Ask for it.
No, I don't.
Okay, good. That's why I'm here. I'll ask.
Please, that's why we have two of us.
Yes. So let me get back to this adrenaline junkie. This ego, my ego is an adrenaline junkie, or used to be, or this, I'm a recovering adrenaline junkie, some kind of excitement. And you said it, these people have to go to a football game, have to go to baseball, whatever, what's the late, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but to get an adrenaline, and there is a chemically addicted to that adrenaline rush. I mean, I was watching some show, Antarctica, around Antarctica, and these people, they said they need an adrenaline rush, and so it's the same with the emotional rush. I don't need an emotional rush anymore. I used to.
Well, now I'm thinking I'm going back to what we were talking about earlier, and the adrenaline comes, the peace comes, the joy comes, the sadness comes, whatever it is, it comes in its time in the wavelength of the universe. I think that forcing it is just me getting in the way, or trying to really to do what I can't do, and really doing the universe's job, and accepting that adrenaline comes in waves, like everything comes in waves. So I need to take it all at once and get more and more and more, so I'm more and more, well, which is one of my topics, is just being okay in the moment. And this story of I'm waiting, we talked about earlier, waiting for something to happen. I mean, that's all that future thing is too. I'm going to hang on a future moment so that there's hope for what I could be feeling right now. It's all, yeah. And I think, and for me, like I told you, that word boredom isn't a word I use much, but it has come up, that word. And what's wrong with that feeling, that energy of distilled still waters, low stimulation? The universe is filled with that too.
How about this? How about substituting the word, well, only because, and this is not malarkey, substituting the word boredom with the word peace.
I'll give you, wait, hold on, I'll give you a pat on the back for malarkey.
Thank you.
And then substituting, oh, boredom for peace, absolutely, yes. Yes, and I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna gently throw this on you, because we started this show, and I know, and I want it to be entertaining too. I want it to be funny, light, entertaining.
When are you going to start? I mean, I've been carrying it for both of us. You want it to be funny and light and entertaining, but listen, I'm the only entertaining one here.
Well, listen to this. I mean, we can't just watch a seal bounce a ball in his nose for an hour. We also need a break, and we need intermissions, and we need to use the bathroom, and we need a breath. And
Who are you
without,
talking to? Who are you? We? Who's we? You and the cats?
that's me. I do, and you do too. And whoever's viewing this all needs their breaks too. So yeah, that's why we have intermissions. That's why we have breaks.
You take a break when the case
Case
breaks. And that's from?
That's from this at Tom Cruise. No.
You're close though. We'll
It's
take
not
a
Face Off.
break.
That's not Face Off.
The movie is called Face Off.
Oh, it is. Oh.
One thing about you is you said it on one of our videos. You said, "I don't know everything. I just act like I do."
Right. And
True,
I really wish I had never said that, because
True
that's
words have never been said.
I really wish I had never said that, because that is, excuse me, no breaks.
Oh,
Because that's a video that will go down in history and infamy, and it's a video you've watched many times, and me too. So we know every line from that video.
which
And
you won't publicize yet.
well, um, well, maybe. I don't know where and to who.
Well, it's actually been on my Facebook page, so
Yeah, well, good.
it is a really good video. It's a great
It's
video.
very
But
us.
yeah, it's very us. But let's get back to this adrenaline and having a preference, and then wrapping it up, because I have another topic I want to get to. Preferences of how I want to feel in the future. What kind of
Mm.
sense does that make?
Now you have two things that don't make sense.
So, guess what happened to me yesterday? I received an email. I actually could have printed it out. I received an email. I teach fitness classes. I've been teaching these Zoom fitness classes for almost 7 years online. And I teach it to a certain community of people. And I love those people and they love me. And of course, I had my hip surgery. So I was out for 5 weeks, for 1 week on vacation, and then 4 weeks, 5 weeks, maybe it's 6 weeks. I don't know. But I received an email that I'm no longer, my services are no longer, uh, uh, no longer needed. Uh, Even though I'm the funniest, the best, the most entertaining, and even though my class is the only class that offers cardio to this group of people, no, I'm gone. And the reasons that were given was financially, changing the scope of the program, of the nonprofit, on and on and on. And that is such a carrot for me, for that RLN. That's such a carrot for Rebecca. Number one, I'm a great instructor. Number two, I mean, 7 years is a long time you're not teaching that class anymore. That's a lot of Thursdays. You're not teaching that class just to be taken away. Now I have all these stories as to why that's not the right reason. She didn't share the right reason. Did I say something? Maybe I did a joke that someone didn't like. I mean, the stories were endless yesterday, just a constant barrage of reasons why. And just like you said, Nathan, it made so much sense. Everything lined up, the story as to why. But the truth is, yesterday was the first, well, I've had other things, but the first time, because I've been let go of fitness classes before, that I just said, okay, I'm done. 7 years, it means doesn't mean anything now. But the truth is, I'm not supposed to be teaching that class anymore, because if I was supposed to be teaching it, I would be. There's no self-sabotage. Listen, I don't have, if God wants something to happen, if the universe wants something to happen, you think I can self-sabotage it? You think I can do something that will stop God's plan? But just watching the stories and making and wanting and feeding the stories to what I did wrong, what could, all of it. I'm done. Next moment. No more happy 50 plus classes. And that's that. I have Thursdays free. Next.
Wow, what a good one for a lot of reasons. No stories. The carrot, like you said earlier, we talked about these stories making so much sense, especially to self. That the story is custom for you. The stories are custom for me to make so much sense, to really lure the ego in and to really tempt it. And what a deflation of it's not time, next moment. And for me, it's just that fighting. I feel like I've been fighting the moment for so long, fighting what other people do, fighting how I feel, fighting my expectations for so long. And and for little things and big things. And someone I met reached out to me, and then I responded, and then there was no communication. Then I reached out a week later to communicate. They didn't respond for a day. Then they finally did. But before they responded, I like you said, the stories. Why would they reach out and then they didn't respond to my did I say something? What did I do? Maybe they did this, maybe all of these stories and the feelings too, mental and feelings into
Oh,
acceptance.
well, now you're talking about all the stories that the identity, that the Rebecca Norrington identity comes up, and you said it too. It is custom made. Don't think that what's going to bother you is going to bother me. What's going to
Mm,
bother me is going to bother you. This is a custom made. The universe already knows. Here I am teaching a class, and I'm so good. Everyone, I mean, I have people joking and laughing, and this group of people doesn't joke or laugh. And this culture doesn't joke or laugh. I mean, I've got them joking and laughing for over 7 years, and now all of a sudden done. So it's so custom, but it goes right to that Rebecca L. Norrington identity of I'm a fitness instructor and I'm a good fitness instructor. And I'm telling you, Nathan, that is the moment in me, scratch that me, but the ability, what you said, not to resist, no resistance. Okay, next moment. And then the ego started attacking me, but okay, next moment. So that I transcended. I said, what's my purpose? My purpose is to transcend the resistance, transcend the resistance in the moment. That was all transcended.
that it sounds like it, and I want to talk about confusion because when we talk about God or this entity, this universe, this energy, the mind, the human mind can understand it to a certain extent, but there is a no, I don't understand. I don't fully understand. There's a we talk about my curiosity, and I love, or Nathan's curiosity, and I love that about him. And it also can be a an adrenaline distraction of, I'm confused. Why didn't they text me back? I'm confused. Why did I not get this job? Confused. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. Well, there's a lot of things that are not going to be known, and that to me is the trust. Can I accept that I don't know why? I don't have a reason or a story, and even if I did have words, would that even satisfy that egoic, insatiable craving? I said, no, I have to know, I have to know. No, I don't. Let's accept that I don't know, and then move on.
And the interesting thing about this ego is can I be okay? Am I okay with uncertainty? Am I okay with not knowing? And the ego, one of its characteristics is it's got to know.
Hmm.
It has to know, and it believes that it knows, and it can figure it out. And I'm here to say no. I'm good with not knowing. I'm good with letting. I'm good. I'm good with the rest of my life. This is how I'm going to live it. Hands off the steering wheel and eyes closed.
Well, you seem very emphatic about that.
I'm not seeming, I am emphatic about blindly trusting.
Well, and all those censorious stories can go to hell.
Now you sound like that's a lot of
Now
malarkey.
that's a lot of murky.
There's a lot of
So
malarkey.
I do want to wrap up, so I'm not creating drama later for rushing. Wrap up nice, unless you have any closing statements.
Yes. You want to wrap up so you don't have any drama later? Who am I talking to? Did somebody just incarnate into his body? Who is this?
I hope so, because whatever's been going on before wasn't working.
Oh, oh, oh.
No, it was working. It was working. There's just another way, and there's another perspective.
Yes. I love you and I like you.
I was just getting my phone so I could play our song. Any other closing statements?
No, do you have any closing statements?
No, other than I can't wait to finish this.
You can't wait to finish the show?
No, that's actually not true. That wasn't even funny.
It was kind of funny.
It was kind of funny, but
Yeah, but not really. Well,
not
that's why I
really.
said I'm carrying the humor. That's all right. I
Well, I
can do
can.
that.
Well, and I can carry the boredom.
Get it? And with that said,
With
I
that
smell
being,
I smell a theme song coming up.
with that being said,
Out of nonsense. Plus more.
You better
I said
fix
you
that
heard
ending,
me. Mother
I
and son
will.
making sense out of nonsense.
please.
Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's
Now it's on. Now it's on. Now it's on. Now it's off.
Now let's listen.
That is the worst ending. I mean, can you just please? I'm begging you
It's so
one
good.
time. Can you just please end it with up?
All right, we'll see what we can do.
Well, that was great. Later,
What a great
alligator.
show. Later, love you.
Yes, and thank you all for listening. And we have a few people on and off and shouting out, and later alligators next week. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense, plus more.